प्रीत तुझसे, हम हैं अकेले, हम हैं अधूरे, तेरी शरण में हमें प्यार दे माँ। हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ।
Thank you. I welcome our dignitaries on the dais. Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla, Vice Chancellor of Amity University, Noida. Please give a big round of applause to her. Mr. G.S. Krishnan, Honorable President ABLE. Dr. Jitendra Kumar, the Managing Director of BIRAC, he's there, but he'll be joining us in some time. I request Mr. Krishnan to kindly felicitate our chief guest, Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla. Please give a big round of applause. I request Mr. Krishnan to also welcome our judge, Mr. Priyanshu Datta. He is the head of Public Affairs and Relations, India, Novozymes. Now I would like to invite Mr. Narayan Suresh to give an overview about the biotech opportunities in India.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you all had good lunch. Next few minutes, I'll give you an overview of how Indian biotech is doing and what some things about our industry that all of us can be proud of because you're all biotech students. So I don't know how many of you have recently noticed and the world's first, it's actually second, but typically mainly the first malaria vaccine has been developed and approved by the World Health Organization. That is developed by a company called Serum Institute of India, which is one of our able members, and they are the ones who produce Covishield. Because of it, all of us are here. What is important about this malaria vaccine is that an earlier vaccine was approved, developed by GlaxoSmithKline, but it has only 60% efficiency, and it was approved only in one African country, and nobody has produced it except for GSK. Few thousand vials, it was not produced because there was no funding coming forward. Whereas with this malaria vaccine produced by, it's going to be manufactured in huge 100 million or 10 crore doses by Serum Institute because it is the world's largest vaccine manufacturer, and the vaccine is developed by Jenner Institute, which is part of Oxford University. So that is one Indian company we can be proud of, one ABLE member. I'll give you some more about so that you get an idea about what ABLE is. And further, also as happened during COVID and even otherwise, our companies produce more than 60% of all the vaccines in the world. Every year, before COVID, the world consumes about 5 billion doses, or 500 crore doses of vaccine, out of which more than 1/3 is produced only by Indian companies, mainly in Pune and Hyderabad. and to some extent by Panacea Biotech in here in Delhi, Northern Capital Region. Then we all know that we are using 10% blended biofuels in ethanol in our diesel, not in petrol also. We have reached 10%. Government has given us a mandate 20%, and but even at 10% to blend it, we are producing about 18, 19. We produced 19 crore liters of this biofuels last year. This year we will be producing 20 crore, 20 crore liters. But our total diesel consumption alone is 20,000 crore liters in a year. So we are barely meeting 1% of the demand. If everyone wants to blend 10%, that much more needs to be produced. There are companies like Praj Industry, again, able member, which is giving the technology. All the IOC and other refineries are using this technology, and as it indicates, as much any number of biofuels you produce in the country will be picked up, because we are barely touching the surface of the demand. Then we all hear about genetic tests. We have a member company called MedGenome. It is in Asia. It is a startup by a software engineer called Sam Santosh in 2013. He founded many software companies, well known being CalSoft. Then he joined. Then he started this company MedGenome. Today it is one of the largest genetic testing companies in entire South Asia. They provide something like 1,300 tests, and it has the largest facility with the largest next generation sequencing of all companies, Illumina to others, housed in its campus in Bangalore. And one of the questions we feel despite all this facility, there is a huge demand for a thing. As an able member, we get many calls from friends and relatives of our members to speed up with or talk to MedGenome to see whether they can get the test results in critical patients. This is the one main demand we handle from many often from this. That's a level of so whatever they are providing just now, they are providing 100,000, 200,000 tests, but still not enough demand is there. Otherwise, we used to send all these samples abroad and get it done at huge cost and time. So today these are all done in India. Then we heard of a company called Biocon. Biocon's one of the largest biopharma companies, Dr. Kiran Mazumdar Shah's company. And they produce Insugen, which is a recombinant, and it's sold in 40 countries. It's and we are very proud of the fact that our insulin, otherwise there are 2-3 global companies dominate this field, but today an Indian product is available in 40 plus countries at a very, very affordable. The company itself started with a mission to provide affordable therapeutics. There is a Dr. Jitendra Kumar will talk about later. We have our own mRNA vaccine developed. mRNA vaccine was the one most used by Pfizer and others in Moderna in US. We didn't have it at that time because it needs a cold supply chain which is minus 18 degrees, 20 degrees. So it is impossible to take it to our rural areas, even big cities. So this mRNA vaccine is thermal stable at 2 to 8 degrees centigrade. So that means we now have the technology to have mRNA vaccines should there be any other pandemic, because we have the facility and the capability in Pune, and Government of India, BIRAC, has supported it as part of the National Biopharma Mission. So that gives you an idea. At least I gave you the example of 4 or 5 big companies. All these big companies, and there are many other companies, came together to form ABLE 20 years ago. We celebrated 20 years. And just for the information, so like these companies, there are at least 600 plus such big companies, big and medium. There are companies with 50 to 100 crore turnover to 5,000, 10,000, 12,000, 25,000 crore turnover. So that is the the landscape of Indian biotechnology industry. Then, as Dr. Jitendra Kumar tell you, the government has supported the setting up of incubators across the country. There are more than 100 in biotech. Then there are hundreds of incubators in all the ICAR institute. These incubators are where all the costly equipment are kept separate, in a special facility so that anyone can start. You don't, if you have good idea, the company, startups and others don't need to invest in these, equipment. They can just go become an incubator at these incubators and use the facility, and you will have all the help. And now the government's plan is to even double this number of bio incubators across the country. Then there are also what is BioNest program. BIRAC supports institutions like these to have these smaller incubators so that faculty and students can work together on, so the assistance is given to buy this equipment. Then, of course, there are thousands of incubators across all these companies. Another thing is startups. So we had a pre-startup competition in the morning. We would like all these participants and winners and others to form biotech startup. That is the idea of this best competition which we did in the morning. There are, so like that, there are at least 7,300 biotech startups at the end of last year. On an average, every month some 100 to 150 startups are in biotech are set up across the country. So last year we had more than 1,500 startups incorporated, and these numbers are growing. And the last 3 years, the numbers have been consistently above 1,000 plus in every year. Because they raised thousands of crores, and they're employing each startup itself employs average 5 to 6, and so you can imagine 7,000. That means about 40-50,000 startups employees are also there who will learn everything at first level and then go on. So the startups are across the country. National Capital Region also has a lot of startups. So then I'll talk about the value of our biotech industry. They produce revenues. More than revenues, we also count the economic value of each of these products. Just to take an example of BT cotton. BT cotton, 1 acre, 400 grams of BT cotton seed is used. But from 1 acre, some 3 tons of cotton is produced. And from each kilo of cotton, how many shirts like this are produced. And so 400 rupees seed ultimately creates a value to something like 2 to 3 lakhs. That is the scale, from 400 rupees to 2 to 3 lakh, and then creating value, jobs across all the processing, upstream, downstream, shops, and so many. So it's not just 400 rupees. That's the value of a biotech product, but it's the 2 lakhs. So that is a principle which the economic value is calculated. So the last year our bioeconomy value is about 94 billion. So you can multiply 94 into 8,300. You know how many. So about 6 lakh crore is the value created by the biotech industry, and out of which 40 billion or 40% is the products manufactured and in the country itself. The rest, some of them are some medicines, other things we are exporting, importing. And this 40 billion, now the government has said it should increase to at least 100 billion over the next few years. Government is coming up with a new policy for this, how to increase our biological manufacturing. As you can see, it's an industry which is growing consistently every year, 10 to 15%. Very few industries grow at this stage. And we're not happy with this. 100 billion was the target set earlier by 2020. We have crossed it. Now the target is 150 billion by 2025. And it should again double from 150 to 300 billion by 2030 is what, the target which the whole country is working on. What this means is that each $1 billion means it is created by people, companies, employees, all suppliers, everyone. So that means if the industry grows, everyone grows. There are opportunities for all. That's the whole idea of aiming for the sky, at least in biotechnology. And typically we are accounting, the biotech industry is accounting for about 2 to 3%, 2.7% of our national GDP. Even as our GDP itself is increasing, we have to continuously grow to keep up even to 3%, and that's what the whole industry, the government, everyone is aiming for. So, and last slide. So, ABLE started as an industry association, but they realized that industry has to grow. There should be people, resources, and so we started reaching out to students even from 2009 onward with the best program. Some 25 companies come out of this program by the startup competition. Then 2012, then we started the Voice for BT, ABLE and Novozymes together. So to encourage again students to take more interest in biotechnology, we will hear more about this competition. It is a way to engage with the future leaders of biotechnology. To sum up, it's a growing industry. There will be ample opportunities as we see, because in every sector we look at it, there are we are not able to meet the demand. There are more production will be coming up. I could to say that you have chosen a good industry. We will be meeting each other in the years to come, and stick to the industry. You have bright future. On that note, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Suresh. I would now request Mr. G.S. Krishnan, Honorable President of ABLE, to give before we invite Krishnanji, as a host institution and also academic partner for Voice for BT with ABLE for so many years, and as a mark of our gratitude, we would like to welcome Sureshji and Krishnanji for hosting this event time and again and believing in Amity. So I would request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Madam, to please welcome Krishnanji with a Tulsi sapling. And once again, I would request Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam to welcome Suresh Krishnanji this time again with a Tulsi sapling. And I would also request Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam to please welcome our judge, Dr. Datta from Novozymes. Novozymes have been a partner with Voice for BT since 2015, if I'm not wrong. From day one. So Novozymes have been driving this event. So thank you so much, Dr. Datta. Thank you, ma'am. And Krishnan sir, over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think one thing I have to make clear about Voice for BT, it was started way back 12 years before, and it was a thought which came for Novozymes to say, how do we promote biotechnology at a time where there were challenges for the students to even pursue higher studies or get the right job. So that's where we started this. And then we took ABLE as our knowledge partner. And just the last 3-4 years, I said, okay, let it go to ABLE, and that's how we are given. So, Dr. Pooja, it's only Novozymes, and we continue to sponsor and support. Anyhow, good afternoon. Thanks for really hosting us here today for Voice for BT. Dr. Shuklaji, as usual, one of the very, very proactive and one of the vice chancellors whom we really feel proud to continue to speak to her and her ambitions. And she deserves a big hand to even join us here today. And of course, the Amity faculty, Dr. Pooja and the rest of the faculty who, as usual, always smile to have us. They have still not told us enough of you all. So I think that's really great. And today morning we had the ABLE Day event, which is again the first initiative which we decided ABLE should do it. It is not the question of you students speaking on a topic. It's also the question of coming out with your own thoughts on entrepreneurship, which was actually a lovely time. We had a 7 to 8 teams, I think, today participating. That was a great event. Coming back to Voice for BT, this is one event which I would say that now the students in various regions of India are eagerly looking forward to, something which they feel proud about. And as Dr. Pooja mentioned in the morning, this is one of its kind. And voice for biotechnology is not an easy task. And I remember some of my colleagues from Denmark, when we made them to be here as part of the jury, they only mentioned this can never happen in Europe. That's the uniqueness and that's the capabilities of all our lovely students here in India. Definitely, you all deserve definitely a big applause to come over here. Also, I should tell you all, I'll take the liberty of what Dr. Shuklaji probably wanted to have. We wanted to go beyond India, and Amity is going to facilitate that, and very soon we will also have a international event for Voice for BT under the leadership of Dr. Shuklaji. So a lot of things are happening, a lot of activities, and every time we come here, Dr. Shuklaji always says, "What more?" She never says enough. So then I said, okay, we will do definitely. And then one initiative which she wanted is the skill development program. And I should admit that it's because of her push. We did look at it, and we have now have an initiative which is jointly done with Kivani and then also the IICT Hyderabad. It's just the first step. And we can only promise you in the next 1 year, we will also have, in all probability, a skill development program specifically for Northern India. Of course, we will depend on Dr. Shuklaji to facilitate that process to make it a success. That is another thing which we will do. There will also be a lot of collaborative effort from a research point of view between Amity and ABLE, who will facilitate the industry partners for such initiatives, which is also something which we are looking at. So a lot of these initiatives, yes, thank you. And that's only these things can happen if there are stalwarts like Dr. Shuklaji to say, come on, let's do something. Because not everywhere people have the time to even think about it. In fact, Dr. Jitendra Kumar, who will be here with us soon, BIRAC the MD, he is just taken over. And somebody, when we said we are going to have an event in Amity, and this is the first time he's joining us for Voice for BT, he readily agreed and he's here. In fact, he is also going to make sure a lot of things collaboratively between DBT BIRAC and Amity are going to happen. So we are progressing towards making sure biotechnology plays an important role from an Amity school point of view. But overall, from a global perspective, opportunities are big for the Indian biotech community to play an important role. And those are all the reasons we are conducting various events. With this, I wouldn't like to be in between the speech what Dr. Shuklaji is going to give now. But wishing you all the very best, the participants, especially for the Voice for BT. And thanks for all the students to have joined here today and the faculty of Amity and Dr. Pooja. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Krishnan. I would now request Professor Dr. Balwinder Shukla, our chief guest for today, to address the audience.
A very esteemed Mr. G.S. Krishnan ji, Honorable President of ABLE, Mr. Narayan Suresh ji, CEO of ABLE, and all my esteemed colleagues, and most important, the student participants for Voice for BT competitions. It's really my great pleasure to welcome all the participants here at Amity campus and also the team of ABLE under the leadership of Krishnan ji to host this event for the North Zone at Amity University. I remember the first time when ABLE event happened at Amity University way back in 2017. That's almost 6 years. And the quality of event going up every year. And that's only because of all the participants. Because organizers, the hosts, they will make all the logistic arrangements one side, but the participation is most important. And I tell you, participating in the competitions gives lot of learning. Not only the winning or something, but that's very important. But the kind of learning you get from participating in various competitions, and especially understanding where your peer group stand. At the same time, understanding what is the industry perspective and how the industry is growing. I remember that when the biotechnology sector started and the programs in biotechnology started, many people used to say it's the biology. And but today when we see it's just not the biotechnology, you see the biopharma, bioindustrial, and bioagri and the biotechnology or various areas, different branches of the biotechnologies are emerging, and it's not at the end. There will be many more new branches of biotechnology will be coming up. So that means the scope, the growth, and the opportunities are immense. And by having this kind of competitions initiated by you know Novazyme and Able, and I would like to thank Krishnanji, you and Sureshji that had the Able not taken this initiative and the Novazyme did not taken this initiative and supported for this initiative, today we would not have been in this hall. So thank you so very much taking this initiative. See that you all of you are in a a very fortunate because today the kind of the opportunities are available in the market, and those kind of opportunities were not there when we were the students in the universities. There were very few industries which were used to visit the campuses. Focus was more into the people used to focus at that time if we can get the government job. But today the environment for the startup is so wonderful that not only the corporate world is supporting, but also the government is coming with so many initiatives. That's only it is your capability to identify those opportunities, grab those opportunities, and make best out of it. This competition is specially focused for the, in a way, promoting entrepreneurship, promoting innovation, and when we talk about the national mission, and if you go on the DBT website and you will see how many the national priorities are there. You take any related funding agency, when those funding agencies are talking about them, how many national priorities are there, and our honorable Prime Minister has already, put the big mission that to make India self-reliant by 2047, and he is banking on the youth of this nation. So, how as a youth you can contribute to the economic development of this nation and make this nation as self-reliant is only possible if the new ventures, new companies in the emerging areas aligned with the societal needs and the national priorities are established, and you already have a wonderful ecosystem. Today we see in most of the university you will see the incubators. And if you take the AICT has the institutional innovation cells. So many hackathons are organized by the government bodies just to promote that innovation, and from that innovation how the startup can emerge. We did not see that in our times when we were the stewards. So therefore, I would only like to suggest all of you take advantage of all such opportunities are available. You know, today that you may be studying in X institution, you can go and start your venture with the support of another institution. So much mobility is available today to the students. Like our students are working with IIT Kanpur, IIT Delhi, and the IIT Delhi students are working with us. So many students from the various other universities come, and our students go to the various universities. That kind of the facility was also not available earlier. So if you look at today, you know, it's not only the classroom education is sufficient. You need to go beyond your classroom. You need to understand the industry requirements. And when you talk about the National Education Policy 2020, where the focus is on the skill development for employability, and when we talk about the employability, does not mean the placement. Employability means how you are employable in a particular area, even by starting your own venture, or even if you are going for higher education, how you are prepared well for the higher education, for the master's level or the doctoral level, that you get into the right kind of program and the right kind of the university to fulfill your long-term career aspirations. So therefore the skill development has become extremely important, and we are very fortunate that ABLE has agreed that they will be conducting the skill development program. And when we see that skill development program, maybe that's being collaborated with Amity University, but that is not limited just to the students of Amity University. We will invite the students from the other universities also, and because whatever happens, larger audience, larger number of students should participate and take advantage of such opportunities. And especially when you look at the NAC accreditation, there's something called the value addition courses of minimum 30 hours, and that is the beyond the curriculum. And those value addition courses are what is the today and tomorrow the industry requirement, for which the skills cannot come out of the curriculum, and therefore the additional value addition courses need to be conducted so that the latest skills can be developed among the students. So you all are welcome, and Dr. Pooja will be sharing with the whenever we have the any skill development program. And if you find the interest, because many of the skill development courses we conduct in hybrid mode also. So for that you don't need to move from your campus or your university to come and attend those kind of the sessions. We focus a lot on research and have the wonderful facilities for research. So I invite all of you that in case you want to do your bachelor's or the major project or dissertation um, during the summer break or during the even semester, you can apply to Amity, and we can select the because the seats are limited. We can select and we can give the project to you people which are aligned with again with the national priorities or the societal needs. And uh, another thing, because a lot of conferences are organized, and my advice to all the students is that you must participate on those conferences in your cities, in your areas, and many of the events happens again in the hybrid mode. You need not to travel. Thanks to the technology, that kind of opportunities are now available. Those kind of the facilities are available which were not available before the pandemic. And I think the pandemic has given a big boost to the healthcare sector. It was not good thing otherwise, because so many lives have gone and all. we are now hearing that the new variant and new kind of the viruses are going to come. That means you need to have the solutions for those viruses. That means a lot of research is required to find the solution for those viruses so that this kind of pandemic does not emerge again. Those are the opportunity for all of you, that how you can conduct the research in those areas. And so that the future for for all of you, the biotechnology students, it is not just the biotechnology sector. Agriculture is again is the priority sector for the government. So lot of bioagri research is also required. So you can take advantage of that. You can identify that also as a part of your career aspiration and focus on that area. And also how you can work for the industrial research, the bio-industrial, and find the solution. And I very strongly believe the idea, the capability, and the capacity what youth have today, they can transform the any industry, they can transform the nations, provided you keep your mind innovative and the result oriented. And with this, I would like to once again thank Voice for BT, Able, and Nova Jaim for bringing this event for all of you. May I give request all the students to please stand up and give the standing ovation to these three organizations who have brought this event for you. You know, our honorable founder president Dr. Shokit Chauhan, way back in 1998, said that India will be the superpower in 2030. And our honorable chancellor Dr. Atul Chauhan have always said that youth of this nation are the change agent through research, through innovation, and the human values. And you only look at the kind of the issues and the problems are in the countries, the world over in various countries. And I think you people can bring those solutions which can bring the changes in the world and make this world a better place to live. With this, I congratulate all the participating team. And winning and losing is part of the game, because this is, I can see, the very tough competition. The participants are, but what you will learn in this event will remain with you forever. And whoever will be winning, my congratulations to them also in advance, that from here, from the journals, you will be going to the finals. And as Mr. Krishnan was sharing, we are going global with this event, Voice for BT. We have already talked with the University of Nottingham to be the host in UK. They have given their consent. I have spoken to the Association of Indian University. The president and secretary both have agreed, so they have given the consent for this. I have spoken to Association of Commonwealth Universities in UK. They have also given the consent. They will be partner for this event. So we can see that already we have got the three partner for the international events. So maybe the next year we will have the Voice for BT Global. We will be who will be the winner from here. They will go to UK, and from there we'll then take it to maybe the other Commonwealth universities. So many congratulations once again. Thank you very much, Mr. Krishnan, and thank you very much, Mr. Suresh, for believing in Amity and being the very strong partner of Amity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So this morning, Best Innovative Ideas Contest was conducted. BEST is Biotechnology Entrepreneurship Students Team Program, that is to inculcate the spirit of entrepreneurship among biotech students. We received a number of applications, out of which 9 teams were selected for the Best Innovative Ideas North Zonal round. I request the audience to please give a big round of applause for Dr. Jitendra Kumar, Managing Director of BIRAC. I request Mr. Krishnan to kindly felicitate our guest of honor. I would also request Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla to felicitate our guest of honor from Amity side. I would request Dr. Jitendra to address the audience, a special address to the audience.
Good afternoon, everybody. Respected Vice Chancellor of this great institution, Dr. Balvinder Shuklaji, my very good friends from ABLE, Dr. Krishnan, G.S. Krishnan, President ABLE, and Mr. Suresh, Chief Operating Officer of Association of Biotech-Led Enterprises, ABLE. It's my honor to be here today to address this illustrious gathering of students, faculty, researchers of this great institution, and especially on the occasion of this unique program called Voice for BT. You know, my mother always used to teach us during our childhood power of spoken words. What you speak happens. We never used to believe, oh, you speak what, we speak something, it doesn't happen like that. That's what we used to argue. But later, as I matured, slowly I came to realize the depth of that meaning. So Voice for BT is nothing but this power of spoken words for biotechnology, actually. Biotechnology is a sunrise industry holding huge potential. And when we speak about it at a, kind of a competition mode, the power and the strength of what we speak about it matters a lot. Especially when it comes through youngsters, budding researchers, budding innovators, budding entrepreneurs. It means a lot. And I congratulate MIT University and Association of Biotech-Led Enterprises to be hosting this Voice for BT over the years and now at MIT. You have seen the power of biotechnology entrepreneurship and innovation during COVID. The whole world condemned India that if the developed countries cannot handle, how will India handle the COVID? And it was, forecasted that there will be huge disaster and all that. However, our biotech industry stood up to the test of that time, and we proved that as a nation we can move forward at any challenge that is thrown to us, we'll be able to handle it. Our researchers in biotechnology, our innovators, entrepreneurship, government, all came together to solve that problem. So the power of biotechnology was at the fore that time. After a long time, people realized that this is the potential it holds. In fact, not to demean any other science, I mean, every science has its own meaning or own depth, but biotechnology holds the quality of life in this planet. Food, fuel, environment, you talk about it, it's everywhere. Even the devices that we talk about, mobile devices and all that, and medical devices, actually one area of healthcare involves what are the effects of these on our health, how to dispose, the environmental degradation, electronics waste. So any field you choose, the biotechnology is involved. However, we see lack of employment at the face of it. We see lower wages for biotech, as if the future is not very, very bright for biotech students compared to the engineering students. I must say that this is going to change, because any industry, when it matures, the opportunities come at that point of time, and it's going to mature. That is one. But the other thing is, the entrepreneurial opportunities in biotechnology is so huge, you cannot imagine. And I come from that genre of biotechnology entrepreneurship. I can tell you that the support system that is available today for biotech is huge, humongous. Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council is spearheading that. And you talk about the innovation grants, it is available 50 lakhs. You can start your career actually. You can derive some of the salaries also from those grants. You prove something, you go to market, venture capitalists are there, and subsequent fundings are also available from BIRAC. Association of Biotech-led Enterprises, our very close partner in facilitating many of such programs. So I would not like to tell or tell in at length about what are the programs available. That may be there for some other occasion. But I must say that you must visit our website. You must visit BIRAC. You must visit our incubation centers across India. There are 75 incubation centers so far. And I'm sure that we will have one in MET University very, very soon. I am already speaking to, being from government side, I cannot promise now, because it will, how can you promise something which, it has not gone through committees and all. But going by the track record, I can say that the proposal from MET University will pass the committee's scrutiny. So I can say that in short time, we will have here something where you can incubate your ideas, your innovations, your imaginations. In fact, when we take biotechnology and do higher studies, bachelor's, master's, PhD, I'm sure that everybody has that hidden dream in their hearts, that one day I'll discover something, I'll invent something, and which will solve some human needs. Isn't that? But during the course of time, it gets, transformed, changed to employment, because the press, zindagi ki jaddojahad jo bolte hain, so you are drawn into that. However, that hidden dream is always there, whether he's a scientist, she is a scientist, or a researcher. So this is the time when you can enlighten that dream, lighten up that dream. And I'm sure BIRAC and its family of institutions, Association of Biotech-led Enterprises, we are here to fulfill your dreams. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Jitendra. So moving forward with the best innovative ideas contest that was conducted this morning, I would like to thank the judges who played a very important role in selecting the winners for the contest. Mr. Priyanshu Datta, Head of Public Affairs Relations, India, Novozymes. Mr. G.S. Krishnan, Honorable President, ABLE. Mr. Narayan Suresh, Chief Operating Officer, ABLE. and Dr. Bhuvnesh Srivastava, Joint Director, Life Sciences, FICCI, who has left just after the contest. So it's time to recognize the outstanding participants of the Best Innovative Ideas Nord Zone. So we will now proceed with the distribution of participation certificates. I would request Mr. Suresh and Mr. Priyanshu to please give the participation certificates to the students. I'll call you in the same order in which you had given the presentation. So please be ready. Regional Center for Biotechnology, Faridabad, Haryana, Ojasvi Singh, Abhigya Chetri, and Harsh Thakur. Please give a big round of applause for all of them. The next team, Chandigarh University, Kharar, Punjab, Neha Ramya Rai and Shrestha Mukherjee. Next, Dr. B. Lal Institute of Biotechnology, Jaipur, Rajasthan, Divyanshi Kumar, Karishma Ganwani and Hansika Tiwari. Next, Integral University, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, Arisha Hassan, Mohammad Takir Chauhan and Shweta Mehta. Next, Amity University, Noida, Uttar Pradesh, Ayushi Sharma, Priya Sharma and Mohammad Tufail. Please give a big round of applause. They are your friends. Next team, Chandigarh University, Kharar, Punjab. So that they come and be ready. Next, Chandigarh University, Kharar, Punjab, Gurpreet Singh and his team who couldn't join us, Kriti Puri and Dr. Vipasha Sharma. Next team, Dr. B. Lal Institute of Biotechnology, Jaipur, Rajasthan, Shreya Goyal, Ataf Khan and their colleague Himanshu Lalwani who couldn't join. Next, JP University of Information Technology, Solan, Himachal Pradesh, Keshav, Manshita Jindal and Urvi Mittal. And the last team, Amity University, Noida, Uttar Pradesh, Kanishka Mehta, Khushi Vashisht and Darshana Malia. I would request Mr. Suresh and Mr. Priyanshu to also give the first runner-up for the best innovative ideas. They'll give the winners. So the first runner-up of Best Innovative Ideas 2023 Not Zonal Round is Chandigarh University, Kharar, Punjab, Neha Ramya Rai and Shrestha Mukherjee. I would now request Professor Dr. Balwinder Shukla, Mr. Jitendra Kumar, Dr. Jitendra Kumar, and Mr. G.S. Krishnan to please come forward to give the winner award of Best Innovative Ideas 2023, North Zone. Oh, okay. Okay, sir. So the winners of Best 2023 North Zone is Regional Center for Biotechnology, Faridabad, Haryana, Ojaswi Singh, Abhigya Chetri, and Harsh Thakur. So the winner and the first runner-up, both the teams qualify for the national finale round that will take place in the month of November in Bangalore, with all the other zonal rounds of Best, North, South, East, and West. I request the winner team to please give a brief to the audience about their idea. Just a short brief.
Hello, everyone. So, when both of us started applying for ABLE, we did not have pretty much an idea about what we need to do. Even though my mentor, Mrs. Nidhi Adlakha, she was the winner of ABLE in 2011. So, we both came up with a problem that was affecting most of our friends and us as well. Basically, he has lactose intolerance. So, whenever we used to buy pizza or anything, he used to get a bit uncomfortable after that because of the side effects. So we thought, how can we use the idea that after eating pizza, we can reduce the side effects? So we thought that whenever we buy pizza, we also drink cold drinks along with it. Why not replace the cold drink, which is high in sugar, also carbonated, and it is further increasing the burping? So we use it.
So we were targeting the Gen Z population, and a lot of us enjoy drinking boba tea. So what we proposed was that we will give 2 sachets, and the liquid would be of spirulina, which is a powerhouse ingredient, and it is known for its benefits. And in the boba beads, in the pearls, we would be using spores of Bacillus coagulans, which is known to produce a very good amount and a very good efficiency of beta galactosidase. It is an enzyme which breaks down the lactose, and on degradation of lactose, it alleviates the side effects associated with it. So we were targeting the Gen Z population as well, and that's how we came up with the idea. And I think that's pretty much it. And I would like to thank everyone for being such a nice host to us. Thank you.
I would request also the first runner-up to share their idea with the audience.
So, hello everyone. I'm first of all delighted to be the first runner up. Thank you, everyone over here. So, our idea was basically solving the problem that is caused by plastics, which are used in the hygiene products like sanitary pads and other packaging of intimate powders and washes. And 45% of the waste generated in the plastic wastes are actually from the hygiene industry. So, we are targeting to change the packaging and also the plastic used in conventional pads by using bioplastics made from algal sources, so that it's the global plastic pollution is quite reduced, so that we can move towards a healthier and cleaner environment. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So now we'll proceed with the Voice for BT contest. I request our dignitaries on the dais to please take the seats with the audience. I request Mr. Krishnan to please felicitate Dr. Balwinder Shukla before she leaves for the day. So to begin with the Voice for BT contest, Voice for BT is currently India's only public speaking contest on biotechnology for college students. The 11th edition of this contest is organized by ABLE with the generous support of our patron gold member companies Novozymes South Asia and Yokogawa. This competition provides biotechnology students from all 4 regions in India a unique platform to showcase their knowledge and understanding of various aspects of biotechnology. We started off conducting this contest last month. We have already completed conducting the West Zonal round in D.Y. Patil deemed to be University, Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. East Zonal round online with our Regional Academic Coordinator, KIT University, Bhubaneswar, Orissa. And just last Friday, we conducted the South Zonal round in Shastra deemed University, Thanjavur, Tamil Nadu. Today, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to our North Regional Academic Coordinator, Amity University, Noida, Uttar Pradesh, for their unwavering support for this event. We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to the entire team. So, before we begin with the contest, I'll just give a brief about the contest rules to the participants. Each participant gets a time limit of 5 minutes. At the end of 4 minutes, I'll ring a bell so that in the next 1 minute, you can wind up your talk. Try to finish your talk within the 5 minutes given to you. All the judges' decisions will be final and the individual marks will not be disclosed. So your performance will be judged in the following criteria: the ability to think creatively, how effectively you are communicating with the audience, how relevant is your topic, and how you are concluding your talk. So the students today are going to speak on topics on biotechnology's vital role in pandemic preparedness, innovations, insights, and the road ahead from your perspective. The second topic is advancing bio-inspired solutions to enhance carbon capture and foster a sustainable future. And the third topic is how alternative proteins shape the palates of the next generation with enhanced health benefits. So each student have been already assigned one topic to speak today. I also acknowledge the distinguished panel of judges who will be evaluating our contest today. Their insights and expertise will play a vital role in determining the winners for today's contest. So our panel of judges for today's contest includes Dr. Jitendra Kumar, Managing Director of BIRAC. Please give a big round of applause for all the judges. Mr. Priyanshu Datta, Head of Public Affairs and Relations, India, Novozymes. Mr. Narayan Suresh, Chief Operating Officer, ABLE. Mr. G.S. Krishnan, Honorable President, ABLE. And Dr. Vasif Risvi, Scientist of Yokogawa, who is joining us online today. So thank you all the judges for being here today. So we'll start with the contest. All the best to the participants. So you're going to speak in the same order that has been given to you. So the first contestant to come on stage is Sakshi Vinay Maharaj, and she's going to speak on biotechnology's vital role in pandemic preparedness, innovations, insights, and the road ahead from your perspective. So I request all the participants to not introduce yourself again, because I will be telling your name and the topic is already given on the screen. So you can start right away with your talk and not waste time, which 5 minutes have been given to you. Also request you all to not tell your college name, as it is going to be confidential for the judges to judge you. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to everyone present here. Firstly, I would like to extend my gratitude and thank all of you for allowing me for sharing my story. It all began as a memory of one of my first booster doses that I got as a child. The pinching sensation that the needle of the syringe pierced through my epidermis. But more than the sensation, what I remember is the curiosity that I felt when I got to know that a supposed liquid in a vaccine was able to secure my body and my health. As a child, it puzzled me. I just couldn't fathom how something from the external world can be inserted into my body, can safeguard me against diseases. I was astonished as a little girl. So, like anybody else of my generation, I went onto the internet, looked up what is a vaccine exactly. And after reading the history, it was astonishing for me to find out it was actually because of cowpox that we were able to cure smallpox. And that vaccine was derived from the Latin word for cow called vacca. And therefore, it came out to be vaccine in the modern world. Also, again, during the World War I, when the Zyma technology was being used to brew the beer during World War I, it led to the revolution of biotechnology. And voila, ladies and gentlemen, this is how I found my Pandora's box. And just like her, I was intrigued and entrusted to see what more this world holds. As being a biotechnology student, I have come across many definitions over the years of studying it, like exploiting microorganisms in order to make new products, or manipulating genetic material and the fusion of cells in order to breed new entities. It's all one and the same, meaning all the same. But my favorite definition is that it's a science that incorporates both biology and technology in order to help and benefit the human world, the human society, and the humankind as we know it. So, since 1919, when Carl Erkey first coined the term for biotechnology, the world has been a canvas for this scientific field, and it has painted it with its contribution. From the air we breathe through renewable energy to the food that we eat, as mentioned in the panel before, it's all contributions of the biotechnology field. It's one interdisciplinary field that knows that from its past experiences and the discounts, one thing it needs to be prompt about, to be prepared about, that it has to, it needs to, it must be prepared at all times. So, just like Pandora, I too feared, dear audience, as this box unfolded and all the evils and discomforts were exposed to me. Poverty, death, disease, malnutrition, epidemics, and in the recent history, pandemics have been a bane that we all have witnessed. SARS happened in 2003 in China, MERS happened in the Middle East, and so did the swine flu during the 2008 and 2009 period. But nothing of the magnitude of what SARS-CoV-2 led coronavirus pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic did could match up to it. The magnitude of loss of life, normal lives were huge because the landscape of this horizon was clouded by a pandemic, and the world looked up to the interdisciplinary field of biotechnology to take the lead to the forefront and secure and combat this disease. So, from drug repurposing to be able to make vaccines of mRNA, as discussed before, to be able to incorporate immunoinformatics that has fast-paced the world with vaccine construction. For example, being the multi-epitope vaccine that was made for the SARS-CoV-2 pandemic was a huge deal. And all thanks back in the 1960s. Why? Because that was the time when computational biology was being introduced to the world. And that led, dear audience, to what today we know as bioinformatics. And the way the face of drug discovery has changed because of bioinformatics is huge. Today, we are able to profile and do genomic surveillance in the form of our Indian Institute, where employed by the DBT, the Indian SARS-CoV-2 Genomic Consortium was set during the pandemic to do genomic surveillance for the nomenclature of the strains and to even intervene. So, dear audience, for my concluding remarks, I would say, were we prepared for the pandemic? Yes, we were, because we started preparing beforehand. But just like the story continues, like Pandora, the one thing that remained in a box at the end was nothing but hope. It was a science of biotechnology that was built on the foundation of hope of you, I, and all of us. And therefore, as budding biotechnologists and scientists, it's an appeal not only to you, but to the entire world to look up to this field that was built on hope, for a science that's a life science, and for a science that was built for the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi. So I would inform the judges that the second contestant is not well. So I've shifted him to the last, Anurag Shukla. He'll speak after the 14th contestant. He's having fever from last night. So the third contestant to come on stage is Janvi Bhakri.
Good afternoon to esteemed judges, ladies, gentlemen, and my fellow speakers. I am here for advocating a cause that not only extends beyond a personal choice but rather promotes sustainable development and a more compassionate world. My topic for today is how alternate proteins shape the palates for next generation with enhanced health benefits. Basically, I'm going to talk about veganism and the lifestyle associated, how to be a vegan in India and all the stuff about that. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Okay. So while I talk about veganism and alternative proteins are plant-based proteins that are substitutes for meat being used these days. Like we have soy, tofu, and legumes, microproteins. These all are form of alternative proteins which people are using as a substitute for meat. People are switching to these alternative proteins because of the health benefits they possess, ethical considerations, and the cruelty in dairy industries. Um, Okay, so I would like to start again. Good afternoon to all the ladies and gentlemen present here, esteemed judges and my fellow speakers. And today today I stand before you to advocate for a cause that not only extends beyond a personal choice but rather is the need for the hour. It promotes sustainable development and a more compassionate world. Basically, I'm going to speak about how alternative proteins shape the palates for next generation with enhanced health benefits. Alternative proteins are plant-based proteins which are being used as a substitute for meat these days. The most commonly used alternative proteins include soy, tofu, legumes, mycoproteins, and much more, oat milk, almond milk. Why do we need to switch to alternative proteins when we do have so much of non-vegetarian diet and all that stuff in the market? So, first of all, the health benefits associated with the using of alternative proteins include the weight management. Since many of the people are suffering from obesity these days, alternative proteins promote the weight loss and also reduce the chances of getting affected by chronic diseases such as heart attacks, BP, control blood sugar levels. They are rich in fiber and are better for digestion as well. They promote youthfulness. Basically, alternative proteins are rich in amino acid like lysine and vitamins like vitamin C, which promote the production of collagen and give us a glowing skin. That is the reason why many celebs like Sonam Kapoor Ahuja and Deepika Padukone, Amir Khan, and even sports people like Virat Kohli and Saina Nehwal have switched to vegan diets. And apart from that, all these health benefits, alternative proteins do have environmental considerations. Like they have known to reduce deforestation because the the land required for cultivating the livestock has been obtained by deforestation. They had also reduced the chances of overgrazing by livestock and carbon emissions, ocean environment, and waste disposal. If we look at the environmental benefits of alternative proteins, they are like a lot. And when we, and apart from that, the waste generated by animal and alternative proteins have also enhanced the chances of managing the waste products live like the waste from slaughterhouses and lot many more things. Now, if we look for ethical considerations of using alternative proteins, they include the saving of animals. What I feel about the ethical consideration is that my 5 minutes of pleasure from eating all these animals and stuff is not worth their pain. And I know many of people are going to argue about that all these vegan options are not readily available in market. They taste weird. They are rich, not sufficient for the nutrient quality, but I feel like there's a need to be proper management of them. So I would like to conclude that as a Gen Z person, for me, I look forward for adopting a vegan diet anytime soon. And I'm open to questions by judges and people.
The next contestant is Arya Mishra.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the esteemed guest, and all the enthusiastic individuals for biotechnology. It's an utmost pleasure and privilege to be here, standing in front of you, and share my thoughts and ideas about the topic I have been allotted. So, before I delve into the topic I have been allotted, I am extremely grateful, and let's start it. So, there's a question which came in my head when I was just going through the topic, that Were we prepared for the pandemic which we faced past 2 years back? Or are we prepared for a pandemic which can come anytime soon? I think we should all think about it. Now, coming to the vital role which biotechnology has played in pandemic preparedness. So, first of all, the most first word which comes in our head when we hear the word pandemic is vaccine. Definitely, biotechnology has played a tremendous role in making vaccines for all the viral diseases and other sort of diseases. It has revolutionized this field of vaccine development and it has been a major breakthrough. Biotechnology, as we all know, is the application of the natural sciences and engineering sciences for processing the materials to make the products which are of use to all of us. Apart from vaccines, what I feel is that when the pandemic happened, we need to identify that how we got diagnosed with it. So the diagnostic kits, the diagnostic tools like RT-PCR and CRISPR-based assays, they all are the results of biotechnology only. There are therapeutics, the discovery and development of antiviral drugs. This is all what biotechnology has revolutionized, and we all are very well aware about it. Now, we know that there are n numbers of viral diseases which are existing, but the point is that if we know their genetic makeup, that can definitely help us in finding the strategies and solutions that can help us to be prepared for the pandemic if it comes anytime soon. Bioinformatics is one of the branches of biotechnology which has helped in integrating the various data sets regarding the various environmental conditions, the health conditions of different individuals, and the genetic makeup of all the individuals. So, all these combined in one database can help us to make more strategies to be prepared for any pandemic. The next thing which comes in my head is what are the challenges which we are facing to be prepared for the pandemic? And especially if I talk about India, what I feel is that there is some weakness which is lying in the research ecosystem we have. Like there was a study done by UNESCO in which it said there are 156 researchers in India per million inhabitants, whereas in the Western countries it is 4,000 to 7,000. So definitely we are lagging here. We need to perform more and more in this sector. Apart from this, what I feel is human resource is important, but definitely we need the monetary terms as well. We need to invest more and more in this sector so that it can flourish and it can help us to be prepared for the pandemics to come in the future. We never know when can a pandemic come. It can come anytime, but we have to be prepared for it. And that preparation is given by our biotechnology in a very optimistic way. In India, if we talk about, there has been a Prime Minister Fellowship Research Program in which we can enroll and we can do the research for all these strategies. So, what I think the road in the future, which we can take for being more prepared for a pandemic, is we can broaden the spectrum of antiviral drugs. We can work on the virus surveillance. We can work on the frameworks to be prepared for pandemic preparation. In my conclusion, in my perspective, I feel that biotechnology is a cornerstone in pandemic preparedness and response. The outstanding collaboration which exists between our scientific community, the government, and the population of our country is of utmost importance. And as we have seen, we faced the pandemic of COVID-19, and I hope if any times of pandemic comes in future, we'll be able to face it. Now, in the words of Suzanne Desmond Hallman, biotechnology is not just about creating new products, it's about creating new ways of thinking. And I think we should focus on this. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Arya. So the next contestant to come on stage is Ashita Singh Khasa.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks for giving me the opportunity to come here and express my views on such an intriguing topic, that how alternative proteins shape the palates of the next generation with enhanced health benefits. So before we dive into the subject, we need to know what are alternative proteins. Alternative proteins, also known as novel proteins or the next generation proteins, are basically an alternative for the diets given by the animals. It's an innovative way which gives us the sustainability and helps us to prevent the animals from the cruelty, and are an alternative for eggs, dairy, and other meat products. So there are statistics which basically say that traditional livestock, the traditional industry has a economy of 1.4 trillion US dollar, and it shows a moderate growth rate of approximately 2%, whereas the alternative protein industry right now has a market value of $14 billion, but it has shown that in the future years it is going to show a growth rate of approximately 10%, which is huge if we compare it to the normal livestock. And it has also been seen that if we come into the real life perspective, in 2020 the fund we had for alternative proteins, the money which was in market was approximately $2.2 billion, but now it is expected that till 2029 the money which will be in market will be $36.4 billion. And if we calculate the CARG for this, it's approximately 12.4%. So with all these proven statistics, we can say that how the generation nowadays, the people nowadays have switched from the meat-based diets, the normal animal diets, to the vegan diets. And now if we address the question like why would, when something is readily available, meat is readily available, it's easy to cook, it's comparatively even cheaper, so why are we finding alternative proteins and we are culturing them? And because alternative proteins are not just found this easily, you have to derive them from plants, be it legumes and vegetables or other pulses, and you have to like derive them from microbes, spirulina, chlorella, you have to derive them from other like mycoplasma and other cell culture, which we basically call lab meats. So why are we shifting to that? So the first point which comes in our mind is that we care for our planet. Our planet, which at the end of the day is a perishable resource, like no resource like the forest or the livestock. It's at one point of time it will be non-renewable. You cannot renew all the plants you have cut and all the deforestation, the climate changes which have been taking place on the earth. So to keeping these things in consideration and being an environmentally smart consumer, we have decided to not leave a lot of carbon footprints, and nowadays everyone is switching to the vegan diet, the alternative protein diet. And secondly, the animal cruelty. We have seen like the farming, the poultries and the animal farming industries, they are not someone who I like breed animals in an ideal condition. Their condition is something which even leads to foodborne diseases, the swine flu and other diseases, which in turn can come to humans. So they basically, to prevent us from that, we have shifted to alternative proteins. And then comes a very important factor, which is health. Nowadays our generation always seeks for health benefits. Okay, it has more number of nutrition, it has more vitamins, it has more minerals, it can help us in long run. So if we talk factually about alternative proteins, then alternative proteins can help you in weight management, they can help you in preventing from chronic illnesses and like heart diseases, BP, sugar, and most importantly they help you with foodborne diseases like shigellosis, salmonellosis, clostridium botulinum caused botulism. So all these diseases can be prevented if we shift to the vegan diet. And in our generation, where our food habits are the hinges of uh, our planet's success, so basically for that we need to shift to the alternative diet, and our generation has proudly shifted to that, and we can see that according to the statistics. So at the end of my thoughts, I would just like to say that we all should promote the vegan diet, and we all should learn from the influencers, the great celebrities, even Bollywood, Hollywood, everyone has turned into vegans. So they have been influencing us in a good way. And I guess some points need to be considered, and you cannot, okay, maybe it tastes different or maybe it doesn't match, but it's always better to save life of animals or to prevent our resources than to just kill them and enjoy taste. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashita. The next contestant to come on stage is Shivangi Sabarwal.
Quoted by Leon Kos, almost everyone is enthusiastic about the circumstances of biotechnology to cure disease and to relieve for suffering. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I stand before you to shed the light on the topic which has emerged the dominant global discussion, that is, the role of biotechnology in pandemic preparedness. Biotechnology is technology that is based on biology, that utilizes living organisms, biological systems to product manufacturing. The disease can affect people in various ways, not only physically but also mentally. And it can change the perception of a person's life and mindset. Biotech heals the world by reducing rate of infectious disease, saving millions of children's lives, changing out of serious illnesses, and treatment to reduce the health risk. Pandemic can be defined as a disease which is spread over the country or over the world. It is derived from the Greek origin, with pan meaning all and domes meaning people, that is, all the people. Biotechnology plays a pivotal role in pandemic. The pandemic highlight the scope and importance of biotechnology by producing products like therapeutic proteins, etc. Biotechnology helps to understand the disease. The manufacturing of diagnostic tests and life-saving vaccines, these innovations help the people and countless lives to be saved and provide hope for the benefit in the darkest times of COVID. The outbreak of novel SARS coronavirus 2 was the reason for global health emergency, which caused high mortality rate. But the widely used diagnostic tests like viral antigen antibody titers and other like QRT-PCR are the basic diagnostic tests used for COVID. Vaccine development is considered the prevention and controlling for COVID-19 and is also considered the ultimate solution to contain the COVID-19 pandemic. The world's first ever intranasal vaccination was launched by Bharat Biotech. Though biotech has a lot of products and services provided to human welfare, still during the initial days of pandemic, the laboratory activities were put to a standstill because no one was clear about the situation. There are a lot of problems faced by biotechnology during the pandemic. Research process was going on because researchers were confined to their homes. Biotechnology is restrained by lack of financial and budgetary problems. But it has been too good after pandemic because a lot of private firms have provided budget to the many companies. Biotechnology faces other problems like manufacturing products on a large scale, delivering drug to the regions it is required. But the most challenging issue of biotechnology is the inability of people to believe on the field and trust the science. So, the government needs to encourage the scientific research and processes to occur. In conclusion, I would like to tell that the role of biotechnology for pandemic preparedness should not be overrated. Biotechnology provides a roadmap for safer and healthier future. And the innovations and insights provided by biotechnology have indispensable results in the battle against COVID-19. In the end, I would just like to say that with collaboration and preparedness, we can create a world better fortified against future challenges. Thank you, honorable judges and the staff.
Thank you, Shivangi. The next contestant to come on stage is Aditya Sharma.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, I would like to start with a question. Do you still turn off your lights when you leave the room? Or do you turn off your vehicle while standing on a traffic signal? No, not all. Yes, last time I see Mahendra Singh Dhoni doing that because he was promoting an engine oil. Why I'm asking this question? Because the recent global climate report stated that there is an increase of 1.15 degrees Celsius temperature above the 20th century. And the recent June and August month were the warmest of all the 174 years record. And this is not the first time. It is the 45th consecutive rank that the temperature is increasing day by day. And it is not only in India, it is all over the globe. Like in Japan has the warmest summer this year ever, and Australia has the warmest winter ever. So why all this is suddenly happening? This is not a sudden movement. This is the outcome of all the carbon emission that has been taking place from a very long time, and the effect of the greenhouse effect and the global warming. As we all are aware of all these concerns, and we are delighted that all the leaders from the globe are coming together to find a solution for that. Recently, the 18th G20 summit has been concluded in Delhi, and the key agreement that struck was the development of a green pact to make a sustainable future. The agreement stated that the well-being and the prosperity of the current and the future generation depends upon the choices we make and the actions we do today. So it is our responsibility to make a sustainable future for our future generation. How are we going to do that? In that agreement, there was some target has been set for India and the globe. It has been stated that we need to reduce the greenhouse gases by 43% by 2030. How are we going to do that? Because I have never seen any political leader planting a tree if someone is not taking a picture or posting it on social media. We are all aware of these issues, but we are not concerned about them. The carbon emission from various industries, companies, they are already taken care by the government, or the companies are also responsible and doing their role very politely and very responsibly. But what about the biomass or the carbon emission that we produce? As per report, per capita carbon emission by a single person is around 3.6 ton. How are we going to deal with that? There are various activities that create carbon emission in our daily day-to-day life. Either it is a transportation, either it is eating a non-veg meal, it all leaves carbon footprint. So how are we going to do that? Are we going to implement the techniques that companies are using? Are we going to implement the CCS, carbon storage and capture technique, or the direct air carbon capture technique? No, we can't do that. They are very costly and they need a more energy consumption. So we need the bio-inspired techniques, because the bio-inspired techniques or the advancing of bio-inspired solution aims to develop such kinds of solutions which provide a sustainable and more efficient methods to create a pollution and carbon free environment. Like, for doing that, the one thing which we all need to do is just do a biomimicry. Mimic the nature, how the plants, microorganisms, bacteria, they are taking care of their carbon, converting them into a biomass, not polluting the environment. How are they doing that? If a plant can do that, we can also do that, because we are much more evolved than them. There are several techniques like artificial photosynthesis. We are also trying to use sunlight to convert the carbon into a biomass and use it for a better product. Similarly, there are multiple algae which can fix carbon. So we can simply do something to put algae in such a condition that we can plant the algae beside a road or a highway, so that would trap and fix the carbon that has been emerging from the vehicles. Such a good idea. So in the conclusion, I would just like to conclude that, that by promoting the bio inspired solutions can tap the natural world's mind and can provide a sustainable future. I would just end with the quote that environment sustainability is not a choice or an option. It is a responsibility to it is a responsibility of us to preserve the planet that sustain us and provide our future generations something good, something they can be proud of. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aditya. The ninth contestant is Vipasha Sher.
So good afternoon, everyone present here. First of all, I would like to thank the Able Magazine, Amity University, and the Novozymes for giving this opportunity to all of us to stand here and speak. So today, I stand before you to discuss about a topic of very much importance, and that is, as you can see, that how alternative proteins shape the palates of next generation with enhanced health benefits. So a diet is like a fixed deposit, FD. Good food choices are good investments, and which will always promise a good amount of money, not money, but a good amount of health after a duration of time. Our dietary choices have a profound impact on our well-being and also on the sustainability of this planet. If we talk about alternative proteins, so alternative proteins are on the forefront of this transformation and have the caliber of revolutionizing the way we eat and what we eat. So alternative proteins are nothing but the food products which provide us the source of protein without using the animal meat. These proteins are basically plant-based proteins and are derived from insects, plants, fungi, algae, and even lab-grown or cultured meat. Some of the common examples of these alternative proteins are, like, if we talk about plant-based proteins, then we have lentils, seeds, and tofu. If we talk about fungi protein, then we all know mushrooms and microproteins. Insect proteins, we have crickets and grasshoppers. And algae proteins, we have spirulina and chlorella. And the cultured meat or the lab-grown meat is a meat which is grown under the laboratory conditions from the cells of animals. So the alternative proteins are gaining popularity in today's world among health-conscious individuals, as it gives us many health benefits. It reduces the environmental risks, and it also helps in meeting the needs, like the high needs of protein from a global increasing population. One way in which the alternative proteins are, are so in demand and being so popular in the world are because they offer a variety of textures and flavors. If we talk about traditional proteins like meat and dairy products, they often dominate the culinary landscape by not giving enough of flavors and taste. But on the other hand, if we talk about alternative proteins, so they give us a variety of experiences by giving us a wide range of taste and flavors and textures, etc. For example, if we talk about tofu, so tofu mimics the texture of meat, but it is infused with different spices and herbs, which is not present in the normal animal meat. We all know as winters are approaching, and we all are fond of that chikki or that good patti we eat or gachak. I hope everyone knows about it. So our tongue has already started craving for that chikki, and I would like to tell you all that these alternative proteins have come in a way of our love with those chikki as alternative protein like algae based alternative proteins, that is spirulina, is used for making that chikki, which is very healthy, and it also helps in boosting our immune system. Also, alternative proteins have reduced the animal welfare practices like inhuman slaughter practices. Then we have cruel transportations, factory farming, and many more. Because of alternative proteins, those innocent animals are alive and in their consciousness while when they bleed to death. Here I would like to quote an example of a well-known actor, Ritesh Deshmukh and Genelia Deshmukh, who started a plant-based alternative protein brand, Imagine Meats, which is growing popularity in today's world. People are switching to plant-based diets. People are switching to veganism and vegetarianism. And moreover, I would also like to talk about that alternative proteins also have some enhanced benefits, like it has low level of cholesterol, low level of saturated fats. It also has a low carbon footprint, which makes it a choice for everyone around the world. And also it makes it easier for people to health conscious people and the next generations who are concerned about all these environmental risks and many other factors. So these alternative proteins reshape or shape our coming generations in these contexts. So alternative proteins are not only giving peace of mind to the next generations, but it is also helping in shaping our future and shaping a good generation ahead, and also making a planet worth living, making it sustainable for our future generations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vipasha. The next contestant to come on stage is Anurag Basu.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. From ancient plagues to modern global health crisis, pandemics have loomed upon humanity for a very long time. And today, I stand before you to talk about biotechnology and its crucial role in pandemic preparedness, highlighting the innovations and insights that have brought us this far and the road ahead. Biotechnology, the use of living organisms and systems biology, to solve problems and develop technological advancements has contributed to pandemic preparedness for a very long time. From HIV/AIDS back in 1980s and 1990s to the nowadays very famous COVID-19. Well, these humble beginnings have paved the way for modern breakthroughs and developments in the field of therapeutic development and genetic modifications. In 2012, for instance, we witnessed the remarkable CRISPR gene editing tool, and its development marked a new opportunity for rapid and precise genetic modification and disease treatment. Although biotechnology has been contributing towards our endeavors against pandemics for a very long time, it came into the global spotlight during the time of COVID-19 through various processes such as reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction, or RT-PCR as you all may know it. Apart from that, in 2020, we also got to witness the acceptance of the mRNA vaccine, which contributed to our fight against COVID-19. All of this has shown us that biotechnology has gone through a legendary and incredible journey, a journey which has enabled us to diagnose, treat, and develop vaccines against a variety of pathogens. Now, how does this burgeoning biotechnology industry and market align with the pandemic preparedness? To answer this question, we need to delve deeper into the various segments of the biotech market, which include human healthcare, animal healthcare, industrial biotechnology, environmental biotechnology, and agricultural biotechnology. Notably, the human healthcare segment is dominating this landscape. It is the very segment which is responsible for major breakthroughs that have contributed to our journey so far. To put things into perspective, I would like to mention that the global biotech market is on a remarkable trajectory, with a projected CAGR of 18.44%, culminating and estimating around of 791.43 billion US dollars. Now, this exponential growth is only because of the increasing need for biotechnological solutions to solve various problems and challenges. So, it is very evident now to us that the fight against pandemics is not just about the present, but it is also about the future. So what can we do as responsible citizens, and not just the people of our country, but on a global scale? I urge you all to come together, and we all must join hands to bridge the gap between students, scientists, and the overall community to create a safer, healthier, and a more informed world where people work together and make use of our biggest ally, biotechnology, to show us the way ahead. Now, as we all know that in today's world, we are having advancements in the field of artificial intelligence and data science. To talk about this, we can find a great promise in culminating and collaborating these with biotechnology. For example, we can create a global warning system which would help us to be aware the next time a pandemic comes. So as you can see, so far we have made great progress in this field or aspect, but there's a lot to be done, and it can only be done with a positive mindset, a urge of creativity and collaboration among all of us, so that we ensure equal and opportunistic properties for ourselves, and of course, we must also encourage creativity, open communication, and focus on the goal at hand so that we can face these challenges next time head on and more confidently. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anurag. The 11th contestant to come on stage is Janvi Israni.
Hello. There's a storm by the horizon and the sea waters are rising. It must be global warming for sure. My fears are crystallizing. But don't worry, my dear friends, because there's a solution to this matter. It's called the carbon capture. While climatic change is one of the global challenges that is being faced by humanity, people are still discussing points like what actions to take or who is responsible. Warming is occurring at a rate of 0.2 degrees Celsius per decade, and we are already 1 degree Celsius high above the pre-industrial levels. Therefore, by simply reducing emissions would not be enough to limit global warming, and we need to incorporate some effective technologies like carbon capture, storage, and utilization, which is CCSU.
So I would like to put forth some bio-inspired solutions for CCSU. There are majorly three major biospheres that have the potential for effective CCSUs. Very first is the root soil biosphere. As we all know, soil is the foundation for almost all the biological processes that are occurring on Earth's land surface. And the root soil biosphere acts as a carbon pump, which pulls atmospheric carbon dioxide, which is stored in the rhizosphere. Therefore, very first, by genetic engineering of the root systems to enhance its carbon storage capacity is a feasible solution. Another important factor is that more than half of the carbon soil cover is found in deeper layers of the soil, which means that the root depth distribution is an important factor that can control the carbon storage in roots and soils. The second major biosphere is the subsurface biosphere. It is the most unexplored biosphere and environment. It refers to microorganisms that are found deep below the soil or ocean floor. The typical process involves using compression, wherein the carbon dioxide gas is transported into geological formations like aquifers or oil reservoirs. But there is a problem, the carbon leakage problem. It can be solved by microbial biotechnology by using some microorganisms and harnessing their naturally occurring processes, which are associated by biomineralization or formation of biofilms. This basically means that the carbon dioxide will be precipitated into some carbonated sediments. The third and the last biosphere is the marine biosphere. So basically, some photosynthetic marine microbes like the cyanobacteria or the algae have the potential for producing effective CCSU technologies because they bloom near the ocean surface and they eventually sink down. So they can carry large reservoirs of carbon dioxide and store it for ages and centuries. They can also be used to produce inorganic carbon by the biomineralization of carbon dioxide. And now I would like to put forth some biomolecule-based inspired solutions for CCSUs, like the amino acid system, wherein we use the amino acids as anions in the form of liquids in the presence of some inorganic cations. This will lead to high stability, high reactivity, high surface tension, and even low vapor pressure. Another major solution, as per me, could be using microorganisms to convert carbon dioxide into some added value products like methane or acetate. This will be done by providing electrons to microorganisms so that the carbon dioxide can be converted into methane or acetate or some other such products. So electrons can simply be supplied from electric current, but there's another unique idea. We can supply electrons by the microbial assisted degradation of the organic matter which is found in wastewater, which will again serve dual purpose. So I would like to conclude by saying that we will die, but carbon will not. Our career will end, but its career will not. It will return back to the soil and it will be taken back by some plant again in time. And therefore, the concentration of various greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide continue to set up historic benchmarks every year. And it is high time that we realize the gravity of the situation and take immediate actions because it's never too late. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janvi. The next contestant to come on stage is Pragya Tiwari. I request the students to please not move around in the back because it causes disturbance for the speaker who is speaking here. And also, after the contest, there is high tea arranged for all of you. So please be here till the end.
A very good afternoon to everyone present over here. As we embark on this culinary journey, let me begin with a thought-provoking quote. Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. This powerful statement supports this powerful statement sets the stage for Let's begin with the basics. What are alternative proteins? Alternative proteins are foods, ingredients, or beverages that provide all or substantial amount of protein, but not from animal source. Now the question arises, why are people why are people shifting from animal source protein, or what are the factors, increasing factors that are leading to high demand of alternative protein? The answer is sustainability, health implications, animal welfare, planetary health. As the animal protein oriented food system is not sustainable due to global population and the system's adverse health and environmental effects. And the animal source protein is resource intensive, as it requires high amount of land, water and feed to raise livestock. And as the global population is increasing, the demand for these resources is also increasing. Let's talk about the health impacts. Greater consumption of these animal source proteins has been linked to higher risk of chronic diseases like diabetes. In contrast, minimally processed plant-based alternative proteins or foods are associated with the benefits of cardiovascular health and reduce risk of diabetes. Now, as we have seen, as the awareness of climate change and environmental impact grows, we see that people are finding ways to reduce their carbon footprint, and plant-based diets have plant-based diets have that have lower environmental impact as compared to animal protein rich food products. Now, as we have seen the COVID-19 pandemic, it has shed the spotlight on the importance of high protein rich diet or clean diet, and consumers are making a conscious effort to consume foods that are more healthier and more nutritious. Plant-based proteins or sources like soy, pulses, nuts may provide low cholesterol health benefits and may seem healthier to consumers. As of last year, India has seen the highest number of vegans, which further propels the plant-based proteins into the forefront. In concluding, I want to say that we have seen the transformative potential of alternative proteins. We recognize that we have the choices that we make at the dinner table have far more reaching consequences. As the plant-based protein market or alternative proteins is increasing, it is not just the trend, it is dawn of the era of new ethics of food in ethics. Thank you.
Thank you, Pragya. The 13th contestant is Aishwarya Dwivedi.
I alone cannot make a change in the world, but I can place a rock across the water to create many ripples, by Mother Teresa Ward. As we all know, that biotechnology is one of the aspects that dealt with pandemic, along with the security systems, healthcare, medicine and facilities, pharmaceutical companies. It was a major domain which it was a major part of the pandemic which helped in developing vaccines, rapid testing kits, diagnosis kits, and also for the betterment of the betterment of the population. So I would like to discuss 5 essential points in which biotechnology provided its insight. Number 1 was vaccine development. As we all know that vaccines played a very vital role in pandemic management. Highlighting India's point of view, 2 major vaccines which were very important were Covishield and Covaxin. In a study which was conducted by ICMR, it was founded that Covishield presented 93.4% of efficiency compared to Pfizer, which was 88.2%. India has been advancing in biotechnology field for many years. Due to our limited resources and the lack of huge amount of money, we are not able to express our thoughts and ideas on a global platform, but we are still doing better than other countries who are pouring millions and millions of dollars of money, but still not getting enough results. Even apart from our limited resources, we are making gradual progress. Now, I would also like to inform you about this project that is going on, that is the Human Physiome Project, which played a very vital role in pandemic preparedness in the years to come. Human Physiome Project is a project which is going on around the globe. Currently in India, we are trying to make an in silico model of the lungs. Now, what will happen if this in silico human comes into place? Number 1, we'll get a platform where we can do drug testing. 2, we can use AI models, deep learning, and artificial intelligence amalgamated with this Human Physiome Project to obtain results and for prediction of disease modeling and even mathematical modeling. When combined with these processes, we can get the information. For example, when will the progress of the disease be on the rise? What will be the peak point? Or what will be the stage where we can say that now this disease has come into a pandemic stage? The problem with these diseases is that when they are rising, we do not give enough attention to them, leading to its increase gradually. And slowly, when there comes a point when the disease is beyond our manage, then we come into senses, or then we take actions. So pre-preparedness is the key for pandemic. For pre-preparedness, we need to develop certain algorithms using big data and deep learning. These are algorithms of artificial intelligence. If we incorporate this in artificial intelligence in our everyday mobile apps, for example, we had the app Arogya Setu. I'm sure everyone is aware of it. Arogya Setu played a very essential role in pandemic preparedness. Let me tell you how. It used GPS, basic GPS and Bluetooth facility just to get to know who is affected and inform you whether or not this area is safe for you to travel. Now imagine we include the aspect of artificial learning into it. It takes big data also in consideration. Data from simple questionnaires or your web searches. If it is incorporated in these apps, we can develop an app which could predict that whether a certain disease could come to the point of a pandemic or not. Why is this topic important? We have been talking about how we can manage it, what are the techniques, but what we really need is a pre-preparedness. We need to stop before it actually starts. For that, we have to think about alternative way, new techniques. Just biotechnology alone will not be enough. But nowadays, biotech is not limited to only biology. We are incorporating computer science, we are incorporating mathematical modeling and various other domains. All these domains together can foster to create a sustainable system for disease management. What I would like to say is that collaboration is the key. If we only think about the Indian point of view or the Western point of view and divide it, it will not work. We need all the scientists together from different countries to input their thoughts and actions into one place. With this, what we can achieve is that we'll be limiting on the experiments that we're doing. It will reduce the cost, and also the efficiency of the results or the solutions that we are making will be ahead. Like, for example, an AI-based model was working in Sweden where it could detect 90%, 99% with accuracy, just seeing by the CT scans and the X-ray results. but this concept was it was not ignored, it was ignored and was not in the highlights or newspapers. I'm sure nobody of you heard of it. We need to look for these small changes that are happening across the globe and come in, and make them all together in one platform. The role of biotech is advanced and it is very broad. But if we all collaborate and think of other domains as a part of biotechnology, I think we can achieve a lot more. Thank you, everyone, for your time and patient listening.
Thank you, Aishwarya. The 14th contestant is Kamlesh Chakradhar Sahu.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, what if I question all of you that let's take a wild guess. By the year 2050, is it hopeful enough to think that we will be able to conduct another round of Voice for Biotechnology? You might wonder why I'm asking you that question. But, you know, we are completely responsible for it if we are unable to conduct another session in the year of 2050. And this is all because of the CO2 emissions that we all have been producing over all these years. Starting from transportation to fossil fuel usage, from agriculture and whatnot. CO2 levels have skyrocketed to a level where it's soon going to cook our planet into a warm red ball of soup. And the only way we can actually fix that entire issue is, first of all, we start addressing it and we find a solution to it. So we have the answers with us. It's carbon capture. What is carbon capture? It's basically sucking out all the carbon that we have left out into the environment specifically. So you all might think, like, why take up all that carbon instead of, just plant trees? So the problem with that is we humans make a lot of mess. And sometimes that mess is a little too much. One thing we all, might have done is, we probably pour a glass of water by mistake or food spills off your hand. What do you exactly do? Do you decide instantly that, from today I'm not going to drop the glass of water, I'm not going to drop that food that I spilled? You clean it up. So this is where the answer lies. We have to clean up the carbon dioxide that is out there before we actually stop, having practices that stop emitting all sorts of carbon dioxide. One thing we need to understand is it's a very hyper idealistic thought that, suddenly we're just going to stop all sorts of things and create a world where no CO2 emission is there. See, we need to understand that things have been working a certain way, and in one day, overnight, we cannot make a change. Even slowly, we cannot completely come to a point where we have zero carbon emissions. So we need to understand that carbon capture is the solution. What is carbon capture basically? We capture all the carbon that is basically all around us. So we need to understand carbon is not bad, carbon is good, but it's only bad when it's in the air. All we have to do is take that carbon and push it back to where it has come. Whatever comes up must go down. So some of the bio-inspired ways are, there's a very interesting aspect about trees. Everybody says, when I went through this topic, I realized that, there was a great controversy, people talking that, we can just plant trees. Why do we need this technology? One of the things about trees is, if you plant it at the wrong place, they burn, they catch fire, or they rot. They rot, they are dead, and now they've released all that carbon back to the atmosphere. So planting trees is not the solution. But one thing we can do, these trees burn. We basically burn them before they burn themselves, if we see them in specific places where they might burn. So what we do is, we control these wood, basically trees, right? and we burn it at a very highly elevated heat state without the presence of oxygen. What is phenomenal in this process, it actually captures all that carbon in it. And this way, we can have sustainable carbon capturing technology. Algae is another example. Algae is just another thing like trees. They too go through photosynthesis. And this way, they exactly can capture all the carbon dioxide. So one of the things that this topic tells us about is it gives hope to people, hope that we can help out our world and stop this climate change, and hopefully have another round of Voice of BT by 2050. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Kamlesh. Now we'll do the second contestant's turn. Anurag Shukla. This is going to be the last contestant for today.
Honorable Chair, let me start with two simple words. First is biotechnology, which has beauty of making lives beautiful. And second is us biotechnologists who are working constantly to enhance this beauty. Greetings, everyone. My name is Anurag Shukla, and I am from Lovely Professional University. And today I'm going to talk about carbon capture and sustainable future. Carbon and sustainability, these are two words which can never go with hand in hand, but we have made it possible through bio-inspired solution. Let me start. Before starting, let me devote 1 minute to the greatest people of this country, carbon dioxide lovers. Yes, you heard it right. Carbon dioxide lovers. Yes, I agree that 78% of the carbon comes from industrial source and agriculture produces rest, the greatest source of carbon. But we have one more thing, and we never talk about with the perspective of carbon emission. How many Indians smoke cigarette per day? One cigarette is responsible for 14 grams of carbon dioxide, and every single year, million tons of CO2 is added to environment because of tobacco production and consumption. And we never talk about that. And that is causing global warming and climate change. That climate change which lead to an additional death of 50,000 children below 15 by 2030. When we will reach 1.5 degrees Celsius of warming, our glaciers will melt completely, and the whole world, like the 25 million people will face water scarcity, and the people living in coastal areas will be homeless. What about that? Why we don't talk about that, ladies and gentlemen? So let's give a huge round of applause for the carbon dioxide lovers of this country. Now, I would like to talk about the next aspect. We talk about the solution. We talk about the solution of the carbon dioxide. Now, coming to the solution, I am not here to talk about sustainable future because I am the future. I am just 21 and I am worried about my next 60 years. I am worried about your 60 years. I am worried about the dog roaming on the road. I am worried about their future because of climate change. Now, coming to the solution, many universities, research scholars and scientists have said the traditional method of carbon capture is not as efficient as bio-sustainable method of carbon agriculture, because what we are doing, it is not efficient when we are dealing with anthropogenic carbon dioxide. So we have to move to a bio-inspired carbon capture. Now, when I talk about bio-inspired carbon capture, there are a few things which comes to mind. The first is artificial photosynthesis. You know, the natural photosynthesis is a great source of carbon capture, and it takes place in thylakoid membrane. So in artificial photosynthesis, we form the complex with the help of nanomaterials and semiconductors, and we can link with the carbon producing source in an industry, and it could do a great thing. Now, the second thing is hexagonal structure of beehive. You might be surprised, but it's a fact. Due to hexagonal structure, the surface area is large and there is more absorption of carbon dioxide. We can use that in the form of, in graphene leaves. We can design hexagonal graphene leaves and we can use that in agriculture. The third is, before talking third, let me tell you, the nature is great boon to us. Every time we destroy it and every time it gives solutions, just go and fight with problems. And the next example will clear that. Dragonfly's wings, it has super hydrophobic material which absorbs lot of carbon dioxide. So what we can do, we can make a controllable movement of dragonflies in industrial areas, in metropolitan cities, in farmlands where we are producing carbon. It can do great. Now coming to the fourth, we can plant banana trees on the edge of the farms because they are the great absorber of carbon. Now there are many other sources. We can use electrochemical reduction to convert carbon dioxide into fuel. We can do biochar production. Now we don't have much time, so let's move to the last aspect, and which is the most important aspect, that is sustainable future. Do you know what sustainable future is? Sustainable future means where society, economy, humanity can coexist and humanity can live in harmony. And this bio-inspired carbon capture has the capability to do that. Now coming to the economy, why? Because Niti Aayog report says that it will generate millions of jobs in research, manufacturing and engineering sector. Now coming to the society, since we are capturing the carbon, that means we are doing animal welfare, we are fighting with climate, so it is going to help the society. Now it is, if we are dealing with climate change, that means we are preventing death of millions of children, that means it is going to deal with humanity. And when all the three will come, then there will be sustainable future, ladies and gentlemen. So let's do two things. As a biotechnologist, we can follow a step of imagination, innovation and solution. And one more thing, what we can do as an Indian, not as a biotechnologist, we can take oath to use 2% less. 2% less is 280 crore percent as an Indian, and that is enough, more than enough to find any battle. Thank you.
Thank you, Anurag. So thank you all the participants. It was great listening to all of you. So we'll take some time for the judges and our team to calculate the scores. In the meanwhile, we'll distribute the participant certificates to all the participants. I would request Mr. Priyanshu Datta and Dr. Pooja Vijayaraghavan to please come and felicitate all the participants with the certificates. I'll call you in the same speaking order, so please be ready. Sakshi Vinay Maharaj, NIIT University, Majrakat, Rajasthan. Please give a big round of applause to all the participants. They have been waiting since morning to talk for just 5 minutes. Anurag Shukla, Lovely Professional University, Pagwara, Punjab. Janvi Bhakri, Amity University, Gurgaon, Haryana. Arya Mishra, Netaji Subhash University of Technology, New Delhi. Ashita Singh Khasa, Ramlal Anand College, New Delhi. Shivangi Sabarwal, Chandigarh Group of Colleges, Landran, Punjab. Aditya Sharma, Dr. Bilal Institute of Biotechnology, Jaipur, Rajasthan. Vipasha Sher, JP University of Information Technology, Solan, Himachal Pradesh. Okay. Anurag Basu, Amity University, Noida, Uttar Pradesh. Janvi Israni, Anand Engineering College, Agra, Uttar Pradesh. Pragya Tiwari, Gautam Buddha University, Noida, Uttar Pradesh. Aishwarya Dwivedi, Amity University, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Kamlesh Chakradhar Sahu, APJ Sthya University, Gurgaon, Haryana. Thank you, Mr. Priyanshu and Dr. Pooja. I would now request Mr. G.S. Krishnan to honor the Amity faculty coordinators for their outstanding contribution in ensuring the success of this event. Dr. Ravi Kant Singh. No. Yeah. Dr. Tanu Allen. Dr. Smriti Srivastava. Dr. Rajiv Kumar. Dr. Tanu. Dr. Sudeep Bose. I request Mr. Krishnan to also felicitate our volunteers for their exceptional efforts for today. Bharadwaj. Aditya Vikram Singh. Lokesh Kumar. Rajan Kumar Mishra. Navajit Kumar Bora. Rishika Saha. Disha Patra. Aditi Sinha. Abhijay. Aman Singh. Ayushi Sinha. Thank you, sir. Yeah. I would now request our judges to share their views with the audience about the contestants. I request Dr. Jitendra Kumar to please come to the stage.
It was a good show. Actually, I am coming to this kind of program for the first time. It's like an extempore, but topic might have been given earlier. However, few suggestions. One is, when we speak about something, and as MSc and PhD student or BTech students, I think science and innovation part should be laid more emphasis on. Some of you have spoken very well, but maybe science and innovation could have been little bit more with examples, substantiated with some examples. Also, let me say that some of you might have fumbled while speaking, which is very, very normal. Don't take it as an abnormality or anything that you should take as a guilt feeling that, okay, I was not able to speak the way I would have, thought of. Some of the greatest speakers on the world have stage fears. There was a research which shows that people feared speaking more than death. If there's a choice, they would like to say, okay, let me die. This is I'm not imagining and saying, this is a research it was shown. So public speaking is tough. So congratulations to you all. I think you have done very good job. And any suggestions, any kind of advice you want from me over phone, or you can contact me through your coordinators. Thank you.
I request Mr. Krishnan to please felicitate our judge, Dr. Jitendra. I would now request Mr. Priyanshu Datta to please come to the stage for his impression about the students.
Thank you. I think Dr. Singh has already highlighted the main points that all the students here can take off. What I can say as a representative of Novozymes is I'm very happy to see the kind of the bar being raised every year. Last year I was here and I saw the kind of topics that were being discussed. It's nice to see that kind of enthusiasm to participate, the competitiveness to participate. I think we are humbled as Novozymes to see that coming every year on year. This year again, there were a lot of good topics being talked about. The students have shown that courage. And like sir said, it's really difficult. And I think I can also show a few of those signs maybe to all of you. So don't worry about all these things. I think you should all feel proud that you have come a long distance to share your thoughts. It is an important platform. And thanks to ABLE for continuing this over and over year again. And hope we can continue as we move across. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I request Mr. Suresh to please felicitate our judge, Mr. Priyanshu. So we had another judge online, Dr. Vasif Rizvi from Yokogawa. I request Dr. Vasif to please switch on the camera.
Hi, good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, sir. We can see you.
Hi, yeah. Am I audible too? Hello. Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, sir. You are audible to us.
Great, great. Thank you, everyone, and good afternoon to everyone. First of all, thank you all for the participants, of course. A great round of applause to all of you. Hats off for all the confidence and really bringing about all your passion on this stage. It really speaks volumes, definitely. And also, I'd like to thank the ABLE organization for organizing this whole event throughout the India, definitely. And coming back to participants, yeah, of course, congratulations to all of you. Keep building on the confidence. I saw a lot of open mindedness in all of you, a lot of ideas which are outside the box, definitely. And these are the roads basically to the innovation. And it's not just reinventing the wheel, like everyone was pointing out. So, innovation is what will break through into the next frontier of biology. So, keep communicating with your peers and your colleagues. These are the perfect platforms for you to collaborate. Like you all know, it's not just academics, it's all about the social skills and teamwork as well. So glad to see you all, and thanks again for this opportunity, and good luck for your future.
Views.
I think it was a wonderful contest today, even though we had only less numbers, 15. My fellow jury member, Dr. Jitendra Kumar, pointed out, yes, we could have had more science or biotech related, topics in the, not topics, the text context in the discussion. I like the idea. One student suggested, biotech alone can't solve the problem. We also know that, we don't offer all solutions, but the whole idea is as biotech students to make you tell the world, at least biotech can do this, so read your brief properly next time. So on. Otherwise, overall, good context. Congratulate all of you for coming here and speaking. And that back to you, Indira. I think now we'll get to know the results very soon.
I would now request Dr. Pooja to please address the audience.
Thank you so much. At the outset, I would once again like to thank ABLE, Novozymes, and everybody who's been a part of this amazing contest. And thank you once again for making us the knowledge partner for Voice for BT. And this year was a bonus year because we also had Best Innovative Challenge and the ABLE Day happening at Amity. It has always been a wonderful experience. It has been 6 years, but every year it is the same kind of motivation, energy, and we wait for October to come when we can host Voice for BT, and this year has been no different. And I'm sure next year we would go global as already mentioned by Krishnanji and Honorable Vice Chancellor. Voice for BT, as I said, is one of the only platforms which gives you the voice. And believe me, all of you have done your university proud. They chose you, they nominated you, and they sent you here to, be the voice of of your university. And you've done a remarkable job. Whether you win or not, that's a different story, because obviously there are only 3 prizes. But I would like to state that all 14 of you have done a great job. Yes, as the other judges said, some of you fumbled, some of you were a little nervous, but that's part of the game. It is never easy to speak in front of a crowd. And, when you look at the students, and some of you are listening to you, some of them are not listening to you. So obviously it kind of distracts, but you all did a great job, and you stood here and you spoke. So congratulations to all of you. And let's give a huge round of applause to all the contestants. And I'm sure all of you are eagerly waiting for the results, and so are we. But before that, a small token of our appreciation from part of Amity. So I would request Dr. Ravikant and Dr. Puniti Mathur to kindly come forward and felicitate Dr. Jitendra from Amity's side. Dr. Jitendra, please come. No, we have a large bag. We'll put everything and give. We are extremely thankful that you could be a part of this event, and it was an honor for Amity. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. I would now request Dr. Sudeep Bose and Dr. Kamal Rawal to kindly come forward and felicitate GS Krishnanji. Yeah, yes, of course. I mean, there can be no voice for BT without you. Voice for BT resonates with you, with your energy. We all learned from you. I would request Dr. Girish Sharma and Dr. Smriti to please come forward and felicitate Dr. Narayan Suresh. Narayan sir, please come. I would request Dr. Tanu and Dr. Rajiv to please felicitate Dr. Datta. I would request Dr. Shashi to please come and felicitate Ms. Pavana. And I would request Dr. Sumedha to please come and felicitate Ms. Indrala. It is always a pleasure working with the ABLE team, and we are very thankful that over the years we have formed such a strong bond with them, and they don't feel like ABLE, people from ABLE. I feel they are people from Amity. So thank you so much, and over to you. I request Mr. Krishnan to kindly felicitate Dr. Pooja. So after a long wait, now it's time for the winner announcements. I request Mr. Suresh and Dr. Puniti of Amity to please come to the stage to announce the second runner-up for today's contest. Okay. So the second, the second runner-up for Voice for BT 2023 North Zone is
Anurag Basu of Amity University, Noida. He's also getting a cash prize of 10,000 rupees. I would now request Mr. Priyanshu Datta and Dr. Pooja to please come forward to give the first runner-up for today's contest. So the first runner-up of Voice for BT 2023 North Zone is Sakshi Vinay Maharaj of NIIT University, Majrakat, Rajasthan. She's also getting a cash prize of 15,000 rupees. I would now request Mr. Krishnan and Dr. Jitendra Kumar to please come to the stage to give the winners for today's contest. So the winner for Voice for BT 2023 North Zone is Janvi Israni from Anand Engineering College, Agra, Uttar Pradesh. She will also be getting a cash prize of 20,000 rupees. So I would like to invite the winner and the first runner-up of today's contest. They qualify for the national finale round, which will be held in the month of November in Bangalore. We'll let you know the details. Yeah, okay. I request the winner, first runner-up and second runner-up to please come forward for a group photograph. Mr. Priyanshu, Mr. Suresh, you can also come. Dr. Pooja? Can all the participants also come forward? We'll take a photograph. All the Voice for BT participants. Okay. Okay, so Vipasha shared while giving off the participant certificates, she was not there. I request Mr. Suresh and Dr. Jitendra to please come forward and give the participation certificate to her. All the participants of Voice for BT, please come forward for a group photograph. I request a photograph with the volunteers, participants. You can. Yeah.
Students, please be seated. Sashi ma'am, please could you stop the students?
Students, please don't move. There is high tea arranged for all of you.
All right, so for the students, okay, just a second. May I have your attention, please? 1 minute, everyone. All the students, not the participants, okay, just the students of Amity, the students of AIB who are here as audience. Your high tea is already arranged behind the foyer. So even if you're going out to catch your cabs and buses, please take the high tea and then go, okay? So while moving out, please pick it up and then move, okay? All of you, 2 minutes. Just be seated, just be seated. Indrila, over to you. And the high tea for our guests and our faculty members and all our participants and their guests is in the foyer. So please join. Thank you so much.